Okay, hello everyone. I'm back. I saw X-Men yesterday and I would like to talk about it. And so, for the last time, I got this little notepad here with some stuff jotted down. And yeah, about X-Men, I really liked it. No, seriously, I was very surprised how much I liked it. So, yeah, I'm just gonna talk about my background first with it. Then afterwards, we're gonna talk about some spoilers. So I'll alert you when the spoilers come. And so yeah, my verdict: go see it. Seriously, let's just say this: if you feel like you've been burned by the latest X-Men movies, you have to see this movie. I'm just gonna leave it at that. It cleans up the franchise beautifully. If you haven't heard already. So yeah, regarding my background with X-Men, I grew up on the '90s cartoon. Really loved the '90s cartoon. Never saw all of it, unfortunately, but I'm sure I can find it somewhere. Maybe Netflix has it, and so. But I really like the '90s cartoon. Um, and then the first movies came out. I mean, the first movie I enjoyed it. I mean, from my it's been a long time since I've seen the first one. So, but how my feelings regarding art may very well be the one I like the most. I think the word balance comes to mind because I feel like the first one felt like, the only one that managed to get the balance between all of them actually felt like an X-Men team. Because later on, they start focusing more on Logan and this and that. And I love Wolverine, don't get me wrong, but, it's called X-Men for a reason, not, Wolverine and the X-Men. But, yeah, and then the second one came around, and I really liked that one. At least from what I remember. It's been a while, but yeah, and then the third one came around, and yeah, that burned a lot of bridges. Yeah, that was the third one. I mean, I see where they were going, and of course the Phoenix story, but they butchered everything in that movie. I mean, yeah, I mean the only thing I really liked from it was Kelsey Grammer, of course, 'cause he's Kelsey Grammer. But, aside from him, yeah, that was just one mess of a movie. But, then came Origins. And yeah, I thought X3 was bad, but God, at least X3 was going somewhere. I mean, X-Men Origins was just like, whatever, we're down this pit. We dug ourselves in. Let's just go deeper. And boy, did they go deep. Yeah, and so after that, it was just like, I think this franchise is eventually going to get a reboot, you could tell. And they sort of kind of got that with First Class. Yeah, I'm going to say it. I mean, First Class kind of almost felt like it was trying to be a reboot. It just didn't know what it wanted to be. And I didn't like First Class. I really didn't. I felt like, especially the last 10 minutes. Anyone else notice that last 10 minutes they rushed everything? I mean, really? Xavier and Magneto. I mean, say what you will about X3, but X3 showed at the beginning Xavier and Magneto um working together. I mean, well into their what looked like their 30s and 40s. These guys were together for a long time. That's probably the one thing X3 got right. It showed how friendly the two they were, how close they were as friends, and First Class was just like, I think what was like a month or two at most. Yeah, and the acting in First Class was not very good. Especially, I'm going to say this. People in First Class said that January Jones was horrible. No, Jennifer Lawrence was, yes, the Jennifer Lawrence. January Jones was bland, but Jennifer Lawrence was just annoying, and her delivery was just flat and whiny. So yeah, First Class was just not a good movie. And then again, they basically said it. You know what? We're just gonna do a Wolverine movie because people love Wolverine, so we're gonna do the Wolverine movie, and that was okay. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't memorable. It wasn't particularly interesting. I mean, everyone agrees that the best part was the end credits scene. And yeah, that was the best part, was the end credits scene. So, finally, they bring Bryan Singer back. And yeah, it's like, back to the beginning almost, literally. And so, with Days of Future Past, yeah, I'm gonna put right now spoilers. So, at this point, beyond this, I'm gonna start talking about, the inner workings of the movie itself. And so, yeah, beyond this point, I'm gonna spoil it. So, I already said that, it was a very good movie, so check it out. And so, if you want to stop now, go ahead. Okay, so, spoilers. X3 never happened! Literally, that was it. That was the point of the movie at the very end. It was like, okay, this movie has completely and totally sold me on it. Totally. It cleaned up everything, like all the almost all the wrongs. Like I said, the Magneto Xavier friendship. Yeah, there really wasn't, after First Class. You couldn't really do anything much else. That was the only way. That's probably the only the thing that they could not fix. But everything else, oh my God, they cleaned up everything. The ending was beautiful. Although someone pointed out that means that, the X2 ending never happened, or probably didn't happen, because we don't really know what happened after they pick him up from drowning. That's the point. So there's all kinds of possibilities that they could be showing in future movies. But yeah, it was just so wonderful. Me and my friends were watching and we were just going, yes, X3 never happened. Yeah, it was just, and maybe even Oranges never happened. That would have been awesome. So, yeah, that was a really, really good movie. And, of course, I feel the standout is Quicksilver. That scene in the kitchen, yes, the music and all that was just perfect. Perfect. That was wonderful. And yeah, it was just the movie itself was like, it really got the balance. I feel like there was a balance again, even if it's still with Logan, but it's Logan this time, yeah, at least now we're like, wow, we're focused on him for a reason, not just because Wolverine's like the coolest character. There's actually a genuine reason, probably the best reason since the second one, as to why he has to be this focus. And it's like, there you go. And even then, he's kind of, on the side. It's not, I really liked it. Toward the end, he was helpless. And so, yeah, it was really the fact that, he was just helping them along, and they took care of the rest, which was very good. And so, yeah, I don't see much I could complain about. I don't think I complained, except for maybe the baby in the background that would not stop for a while, but it's a baby. What was they going to do? But aside from that, I mean, the only thing I will say is that, Jennifer Lawrence was better, but still, her delivery was still not very good at all. It really wasn't. She was better, but, yeah. She was still the weakest part in terms of delivering that whole movie. But aside from that, yeah, not really too much else. I mean, it did manage to, like I said, the balance between, the darkness, like especially toward the end, how it just got so dark, and you felt like, oh God, oh my God, oh God, are they gonna make it? Are they actually gonna make it? Because it's like, you almost feel like the way it handles it toward the end, you're not sure if they're gonna make it. You're like, oh, come on, there's no way they're gonna go like this dark, and they kept going and going, and you feel like, but that was the point, that the timeline they were in, they couldn't stop it. That's the thing, and it's also scary because it makes you think, wow, what kind of people are running this world now? That's the thing, they're killing mutants, they're killing their own people, they're killing only human, normal people. It's like, wow, it's just nightmare fuel right there to think what kind of people actually run the show. Ugh. But, yeah, I really, really liked it. It definitely, Captain America is still the best. It's still the better film in the end, but definitely it's just nice to see an X-Men movie that's actually enjoyable again, like genuinely intriguing and enjoyable again. I mean, after X3, I mean, everyone just thought, oh God, this series just fell flat on its face and shot itself in the foot at once, and just you kept thinking of every time watching another movie, going, it's like a train wreck. It will not stop. It's like, stop the train, stop it. But I mean, finally someone put Humpty Dumpty back together, and we get Days of Future Past, and I really, really liked it. I can't stop praising this movie. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to X-Men Apocalypse. I'd really like to see, especially with the end credits scene, what they do. I don't know very much, hardly anything about Apocalypse and the Four Horsemen, because I'm not very much into the X-Men lore, but yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it, especially if Bryan Singer's going to be on board. So yeah, that's about it. I mean, definitely Days of Future Past. Go and see it if you haven't already. And especially if you were burned by X-Men 3, you need to see it. This is a must for people who were literally had their hearts broken by X-Men 3. So, yeah, go see X-Men Days of Future Past, and I'll see you all later.